There is an old saying that America and Britain are two nations divided by a common language. For someone learning the language, this division hits you the second you walk into a store. Do you ask for sweets or candy? Are you buying trousers or pants? The guesswork bleeds into everyday scenarios where you really don't want to be misunderstood. If you're looking for childcare supplies, choosing between nappy and diaper can lead to some incredibly awkward stares. Multiply that hesitation by hundreds of everyday items. To an outsider, the dictionary looks like it's split right down the middle, creating a massive, overwhelming barrier to fluency. This forces international speakers into a high-stakes decision. To communicate with constant friction, you have to choose which version of English actually gives you the greatest global utility. To understand the scope of this dilemma, let's take 50 of these conflicting everyday words and map them onto a normal daily routine. We'll start on the road. If you drive a heavy commercial vehicle, you are steering a lorry in London, but a truck in New York. And to keep it moving, you fill up with fuel on one side of the Atlantic and gas on the other. The infrastructure around that vehicle changes too. You take the motorway instead of the highway for your express route, and finding a place to leave the vehicle means navigating to a car park instead of a parking lot. Moving indoors, you pull the curtains, or drapes, to block the sun. You hang your coat in a wardrobe rather than a closet, and throw your empty packaging into a dustbin instead of a trash can. Sometimes the split comes down to a single keystroke. When it's time to sleep, the pronunciation is exactly the same, but the British spell pajamas with a Y, while Americans swap out the Y for an A. Whether you're traveling, sitting in your house, or just writing a text, learning English feels like trying to run two completely incompatible operating systems at the exact same time. Once you list 50 distinct everyday words like this in a row, the gap between American and British English looks vast. On paper, this mountain of conflicting vocabulary is incredibly intimidating for any newcomer. But the idea that these words create an impassable wall between the two nations is a heavily exaggerated myth. Whether you say the truck is fast or the lorry is fast, the nouns change, but the grammar, the verbs, and the sentence structure remains exactly the same. This shared architecture is why the division is mostly a surface-level illusion. The reality is a high mutual intelligibility. If you ask a barista in London for French fries or tell a New Yorker you need the lift, you will be perfectly understood. Because understanding one style inherently means understanding the other, you simply do not have to learn both. Instead, you are free to choose the dialect that offers the highest return on your investment of time. The tiebreaker isn't grammar. It's the reach of global media, Silicon Valley software, and international commerce. In international code bases, Hollywood scripts, and pop music, terms like cell phone, movie, and vacation serve as the default. Because these terms are built into the media consumed by most learners, they've become a common denominator for everyone. American English has naturally expanded through all of these digital channels to become a widespread standard for cross-border communication. So, which style are you leaning into for your own communication goals? Let me know in the comments. You can drop the stress of the divided language myth. For the widest possible reach, the American standard is a reliable choice. Just keep practicing.